If you know us, more specifically me, you might be surprised to learn that that time on that clock is actually AM, not PM.
Driven by adventure, guided by intuition and a compass. Always explore what's around the next bend. Hi, I'm R.
And I'm T, and welcome to the first video in the series of our trip to Thunder Bay. We'll go over a little bit about why we went to Thunder Bay, how far we got on each day. So we actually got on the road at 6:14 in the morning. We had an approximately estimated 8-hour drive to our first campsite in Iroquois Falls.
Yeah, we pretty well packed everything the night before, so it's just basically hopping.
Which is easier for some of us than others.
Grabbing all Tracy's loose ends. Oh, I called you Tracy.
That's okay.
T. All T's loose ends.
It's been said in other videos. I'm not anonymous. We did make a stop at a really great gas station in North Bay. BVD. Remember that? Where you filled up all the gas cans on the roof.
Oh, right. Yeah, I filled all the gas.
Yeah. Nice and clean. It was a big gas station.
There was a Burger King there.
Oh, yeah. Which I refused to go to because it was like 10 a.m. So after North Bay, we set up further north and we came to Latchford and we needed a little break. Went into the tourist center, and this is their town council chambers. We thought that was cute.
Yeah, that building's like a do-all-everything building.
Yeah,
it's
tourist center, public bathrooms,
or everything. Their government offices are all in there, and I guess their council meeting boardrooms in there as well. So
we really started to feel we were in Northern Ontario at that point. Shortly after leaving Latchford is when we saw, remember, on the road?
Oh, we saw a black bear.
Yeah, our first bear of the trip. He was crossing the road.
He was right in the middle of Highway 11, and we had to slow down. There's a transport truck coming the other way, and he basically had to stop. And I was surprised. This thing was big. And it moved fast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because we were still on day one, my camera was in its case in my door pocket. And by the time I got it out, he was already in the ditch. But trust me, it was kind of cute. He popped up out of the ditch and you could see his head and his little ears as we drove by.
He wasn't little. He was big. And
well, as we zoomed by, he looked kind of little.
And he moved quick. I was surprised how fast he could run. Kind of cool. First time seeing like one in real life. So
yeah,
it was kind of interesting because it was kind of fitting it happened on the first day. Because then we were like, we better be careful.
And we had concerns about bears if we were going to be off grid, and what would we do with our food, and how are we going to protect ourselves, and all of that type of thing. Spoiler, no issues. We stopped for a nice picnic lunch. Got to use our kitchen. Don't remember exactly where this was, but I'll try to find it on the map. It was right across from this logging company or somewhere that was running some loud equipment. So it wasn't quite as calm and peaceful as it looked.
But this trailer is awesome for making lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Because it basically you just roll in, you stop, pop down the side, you got your whole stove, all your kitchen stuff, and then the back, the fridge is in the back, and you just basically drop down that back door and the fridge slides out, and like within 2 minutes you
get the propane hooked up to the barbecue,
prepped and ready to make whatever you want, right? So.
The only thing we learned we had to remember is to park it with the truck straight so that we could open the back door.
Well, most of the time you can open the back door.
Yeah, there was one time
we did put a hitch extension on it, so you can pretty much open the back door pretty much all the time. It just depends if you have the truck turned towards the driver's side.
Yeah.
And the trailer's kind of off camber, then it ends up being really close. So I may still I'm still thinking about adding a little bit longer hitch extension.
Continued on, found the town of Iroquois Falls. Oh, we did a little tour through that other town where we saw the correction facility. Remember that? Just driving along in this small town, all of a sudden there's this big jail. That was interesting. So I'd heard about this off-grid spot in a Facebook group. Someone recommended it and gave me the GPS coordinates. And we decided to adventure to it. And he had said you cross this trestle bridge and then just follow the road up, and it's an easy drive. he takes his 30-foot trailer in, we should have no trouble. So we came up to where the bridge was, and there were gates across it, like a arm gate kind of thing. And as we had pulled in, I had seen these 3 signs, and I was like, hold on, let me read the signs in case it's important. You know, like the word attention, you might want to read that. And we pulled up to these gates, and it said like $7. And we were like, what? This guy had never mentioned anything about that. We turned around with the intention to read the signs, and this guy stopped in his truck. He was stopped, and we asked him, like, what's the deal with the gates and this bridge? And he's like, oh, you just swipe your card and you go through. And we're like, oh.
Yeah, basically it's a toll bridge. It's $7 to go across the bridge. You can come that way,
Which you said is much quicker.
or you can go around back to, what was the other town?
Iroquois Falls, and then go up.
I mean, us being dumb, we didn't read the signs. You gotta read the signs or realize.
We're not dumb. We're impatient.
But yeah. So, anyways, so
we pulled through
we
and
went through and
paid our $7 after having a little chat with the guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. Typical up north, right?
Yeah.
People are pretty friendly and stuff. So.
Crossed over. Then we came to this stop sign where we had to take another little pause for, those.
Yeah, had to hang a bathroom break. So
I was just going to say a pause.
Yeah, so
the other guy saw us and stopped and started talking again. And
he saw us come through the bridge, and then he thought we had turned, and I guess the road we had turned, it was like a Y road, and I had turned to stop.
He thought we were going
that, and he says, "Oh, all that's down there is a dam." So he actually came back to see what was going on, and then he's like, "Oh, I can, if you want me, I'll take you to really good spots if you want."
He says, "Follow me, and I'll take you in there." But it was really, really dusty, and yeah, we didn't really want to follow someone because you never know. But we ended up talking to him quite a few times over the next day.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. So he basically kind of said, "Hey, if you go up the road a bit and you turn here and turn there, a whole bunch of spots and stuff." So I told him, "Yeah, go ahead and we'll figure out something, right?"
Yeah.
So he had a
little camp,
and where we ended up picking was basically
the road into his camp.
So it was quite funny because we went for a walk and we saw his truck, and then later on in the evening he came by on his Can-Am.
Yeah.
He goes, wow, you guys ended up
his name was Don. Was it Ron or Don? It was on the door of his.
I think it was Ron, actually.
Yeah, with his dog.
But yeah, he came by and he's like, this is exactly where I was going to tell you to go.
Yeah. So it's a good spot.
So it's a pretty good spot.
You pull in and it was all a sand pit. Yeah, quite a large area to choose from. Pulled around, find a levelish kind of spot to set up. Then we went for a walk just in case there was anywhere else down the road that we thought would be just as nice, but we didn't really want to drive. I thought it was really cool. The lakes actually had these name signs on them. And then we came to this. I was like, what happened here? We couldn't find any sign or writing or nothing.
We assumed it was someone's dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, and actually interesting talking to Ron, he was saying that some of the little lakes, that lake close to where that cross was, he was saying there's a lot of brook trout in that, so.
Mm-hmm. But it was really steep down to those 2 lakes. Like even at his camp, he was pretty high up. I don't know how he actually got down to the lake. After we set up and I got ready to make dinner, we realized that we were kind of facing the wrong direction because it was so hot and it was so sunny, and we knew the sun would be up for quite a while. So even though we had the awning on the camper, we knew we had to do something more. So luckily we had brought this tarp and it made a perfect little thing.
Thing is with that tent, it's always best to park it so that the solid part of the tent is into like the open area, so that if it gets windy at night, it's blowing against that hard shell rather than the
right into your door.
Right into the door. So that's why we picked the orientation we picked. Because like towards the front of the awning there, it's all open, right?
Yeah. So it was like 31 degrees at this point. It was late afternoon. It was like dinner time. It was 31 degrees. And if you know us, know me, you can assume I brought that hot weather with me. It was super hot. So we had a nice dinner under our awning. Even brought a little rechargeable fan. It was nice, helped keep bugs away a little bit.
And good thing we brought our folding table there.
Yeah.
It worked out really good. So it's like perfect. Our awning's really small, but the awning basically covers the kitchen area, and with that little folding table we have, it's like the right height to eat dinner at, and it basically nicely fits under the awning. Right, still gives you enough room to cook.
Yeah.
And operate the kitchen.
I had enough room,
but there's enough. The table's small enough that, and at the right height, that you can sit with 2 lawn chairs, and it's like a dinner table.
It might be the right height for you, but when I sit in the lawn chair at the table, it's like
actually okay, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
so
it was really good. It's a pretty old table. I think it's probably like 30 years old. I think we bought it at LL Bean on one of our first trips.
Yeah, maybe.
And I gave it to my parents who were still camping at that time. So it's just been hanging around.
Yeah. It's been in the shed. I ended up pulling it out and having a look at it. I was like, oh, this is actually not a bad table.
Yeah. Our view from the sand pit up to our campground, we found this jug of bear attractant on a tree in the gravel pit. We did not see any bears though. Thankfully, there are lots of really nice wildflowers around, some lupins. That's the long gravel road. As we pulled in, there were so many bugs flying around the truck. Horseflies, deer flies, like you could hear them. And it was also very sunny. And so as we got out, I had to do something to cover up from the sun as well. And I brought this long rectangular scarf and tied it around my wrists. And then it covered up my arms and my back from the sun. And it ended up being, for me, one of the best things that I packed. I wore it when it was sunny. It gave me a little extra coverage when it was not as warm, kept the bugs off me.
This trip was crazy. Like, there were so many bugs. I think it's just the time of the year, and it being, pretty far up north.
Yeah.
There were so many bugs. Like this.
Until the next.
This first day was kind of like, it was mostly deer flies and stuff like that. There was some mosquitoes, but not.
Well,
it wasn't.
Ron, when we talked to him, he was saying like, yeah, when we got there, it was horseflies and deer flies, and he said, wait till 9:30. That's when the mosquitoes come out, and he was right. Like, as it started to get a little bit dim, the other big ones went in, and the mosquitoes all came out. But
that's pretty normal, right? Like, usually,
yeah, I guess
evening the mosquitoes start coming. But by then, we had a pretty good fire going, so it wasn't too bad. So.
Speaking of fire, I found this little guy in the fire pit. Did you notice him?
No.
Someone had painted a little rock.
Oh, no. I didn't know.
One thing I was disappointed about, we got there, and I said, oh, it'll be a great spot for stargazing. I have this new stargazing map, and it was nice and clear, great view of the sky, and I knew that it would stay lighter later, but it was crazy. We went to bed at like 11, and it was still not dark enough. We saw one star. So I was like,
The other nice thing about that spot, when we got there was quite a bit of firewood already still left at the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much like dead wood around, like we just go around and collected stuff. So we had a pretty good fire there. It was good. We did bring some firewood, but
yeah, some dry.
There was quite a bit of firewood like all around there.
Yeah.
Even there was a big pile of it beside the fire.
I'm not going to give away the details exactly of where it was. If you want to know, you can message us. I just don't want to give away those details.
But yeah, there was a lot of spots you could camp there. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
When we're traveling, it's nice to just be able to pull in, leave the truck hooked up to the trailer, pop up the tent and make dinner, and you can sleep the night and pack up in the morning, and you're back on the road again pretty quick. So like those kind of, like when you're traveling, that trailer is awesome for doing that. Like basically you can be set up in 10 minutes, right?
Very quick.
It's really good.
I'll just give a hint that, there's only one way across the Abitibi River when you're in Iroquois Falls. So that's a hint to where we went. And it was a pretty long day. We left at 6:15 and we went to bed at 11. We accomplished what we needed to do the first day so that we would be close enough to Cochrane to go see the polar bears the next day. So come back later once I get video number 2 posted and see our adventures at the Cochrane polar bear habitat. That was the whole reason for going this way to Thunder Bay, when we could have gone not necessarily faster, but the more traditional way
We had driven to Thunder Bay before on Highway 17, and there's two ways to Thunder Bay. There's Highway 11 or Highway 17. Highway 11 it's a bit different.
It's more north.
More north, and it's quite a bit flatter.
It's not as touristy as Highway 17. Highway 17 hugs the shore a lot more, and it's the route that most people take if they're going through Ontario. But because we had already driven it up, and then we flew home from Thunder Bay the first time, we wanted to drive up a different way and then drive down and see.
Yeah. So the plan was, with us driving both ways this time, we decided to go Highway 11 on the way up, and then we would take Highway 17, the conventional way most people travel to Thunder Bay from kind of Toronto.
And I think it worked out really
well.
And
I mean, both routes were pretty interesting and pretty different, and definitely both were good ways to go.
They are.
Kind of good to see.
Different reasons for choosing each way. And we'll probably talk about that a little bit more in the video for a couple days from now, where we had quite the little adventure at lunchtime. But that's it for today, because I don't want to make it too long. And as I said, come back for the next one and see our adventures at the polar bear habitat. Signing out, I'm T.
And I'm R.
See you later.